Okay, so I've been hearing all kinds of stuff about Antifa and this November 4th, um, what they're calling for civil unrest or overthrow of the government or just trouble starting is what they're calling it. Um, and they're wanting to go against the so called quote unquote gun nuts. Well, according to them, they've recently attained weapons and have been doing some training. Well, it's just my opinion, I guess, but they want to call us gun nuts. They get a few guns and then they start talking about civil unrest and all this civil war and going to war with the gun nuts. Um, Maybe you ought to think about that. If you got guns of your own and now you're talking about doing something that is nutty, aren't you the gun nut? I'm thinking you are. And I think you need to use a little bit of the gray matter inside your bubble heads because you get some guns and you train for a little while and you want to go against people who are very well trained, who have been training for years and have had guns for years. We're very good shots. We're very well trained. We know our tactics. You should know your enemy. So I'm thinking that it would probably be a good idea to shut your mouths. You, from a tactical standpoint, you don't go and tell your enemy what you're going to do and what day you're going to do it and what time you're going to do it. That's idiotic, okay? But the bottom line of this is you guys are a bunch of communists, okay? You're, instead of trying to, whether you agree with him or disagree with him, it's really irrelevant. Donald Trump won, okay? Hillary lost. There's no way to change that, and you just have no no chance in that, okay? So what you need to do is, hey, if you want to go to a different country, bye. That just bye, okay? But if you love America and you say you don't want fascists in America and all this kind of stuff, maybe you need to think about trying to work on the next election. If you don't like Trump, get somebody else in there. But you can't go into anarchy and overthrow the government that we have now. First of all, it ain't never going to happen. Okay? Yeah, I don't care how many guns you got. First of all, us 3%ers, the militias out here, the law enforcement, they're not going to stand for it. You know, not to even mention the fact that if they were to call in the National Guard, again, you have no chance. And if we had to call our military home, you have no chance. You know, you group up at your little rallies and all that. If they wanted to, they could just send in a small cruise missile and blow all of you up. Especially when you're announcing where you're going to be and what time you're going to be there. Okay? You're idiots. Suck it up. Trump won. If you don't like it, hey, he's going to be there for 4 years. You know, until the next election. If you want to throw another candidate in there to take over from there, hey, I understand that. I personally think that the majority of the things that Trump has done thus far have been pretty good. I'm not a big supporter of any political party for that matter. I think they're all Republicrats. And my evidence of that is if they stood for completely opposite values and views, then when there was a Democrat in the office and it switched to a Republican, you would think everything would change. But it doesn't. Or if there's a Republican and a Democrat gets in, same thing. You would think it would change. But it doesn't. Nothing changes. The bottom line is this. Us out here with our eyes open can clearly see that there is some higher ups, some elites, that they pretty much rule everything. Okay? The president doesn't have a whole lot to say or do about any of it. It's the elitists, the bankers, we all know the Rothschilds and the royal family, and we understand. Okay, the United States is a corporation. It's clearly defined as such and all over the place. If you care, look into it. If you don't, whatever. I don't really care anyway. But the point is, you can't be a freaking terrorist, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, you guys can't do this. It's absolutely retarded. You want to spout off of how, people are doing things the wrong way. Well, it's real easy to find out who's doing what's wrong. Look in the mirror. Open up your eyes and don't threaten the big guy on the block. If you want to get that big guy on the block, do it in a covert manner. You don't go into a fight and you say, hey, I'm going to punch you with my right hand in your left eye, and then try to land it. It's not going to happen. Okay? Sneak attack? Hello? Not trying to tell you guys you should do these things. I'm trying to say, why don't you use your brain? If you plan on attacking somebody, you don't tell them what you're going to do. Okay? That's just plain and simple. My biggest advice to you is don't try it. You don't have a chance. I personally know a lot of people who you don't have a chance at 500 to 1,000 yards of shooting these people. Okay? Myself personally, I'm not necessarily going to be able to take you out at 500 to 1,000 yards, but I don't miss what I'm aiming at. Okay? I don't want to hurt anybody. Never would I hurt anybody. But if they were to come at me or my family, I won't miss. Okay? So the best thing is, don't try it. You're supposedly sticking up for all this LGBT, W, X, Y, and Z. Really, people? Come on. I don't care who you sleep with. Okay? I don't hate gay people just for the simple fact that that's not how you bring them to know who God is, who Christ is. If you come at somebody with hate, they're not going to ever hear your side. There's instantly a wall that's put up, okay? So I don't hate gay people. I love the sinner and hate the sin, okay? I don't care who they sleep with. But what I don't understand is how you can go, oh, well, don't treat me different. Well, I wouldn't even know who you sleep with, nor would I care. But if you're walking down the street in a parade with a jock strap, a biker's leather hat, and a vest, sticking your tongue down some other man's throat, hey, it wasn't me bringing attention to you. It was you. You were the one that wanted to stick out like a sore thumb. And then when I recognize the fact that you wanted to stick out like a sore thumb, and I go, well, that's strange, you get mad at me. Why would you be mad at me? I'm not the one who did it. If you would have just kept your mouth shut and went to work and acted normal just like everybody else out there, I would have never even known who you slept with nor cared. the whole women saying, I'm really a guy, or guys saying, oh, I'm really a girl. Really? Okay. When puppies are born, okay, I want to explain this in a simple matter as I possibly can. When puppies are born, you pick them up and you look between their legs. If they have a penis, you go, oh, there's a male, and you sit him in the male pile. And if you pick it up and they don't have a penis, they got a vagina, you go, oh, that's a female, and you sit them in the female pile. That right there determines who's who and what they are. We don't sit them all in one pile and go, well, we'll let them choose what they want to be. You don't choose what you want to be. You don't choose whether you're black, white, Mexican, or anything else. How could you choose what gender you are? Okay? It's real simple. I was born this way. I was born this way is, okay, there's no way. All right? Here's my evidence of that. You say, I was born gay. No. Were you born with your penis stuck in your brother? I think not. So you hadn't even had sex yet. How could you be born gay? Now, I understand that some people are just naturally attracted to the same sex. But ultimately, it is a choice. Whether you act on those feelings or you don't act on those feelings. Again, I don't hate gays. Hey, that's between you and God. I don't really care. You know, I'm just addressing some of the things that I've heard. You know, and there's a lot of people out there, and I've met several, who are saying that they're transgender because they want to be a guy if they're actually a girl, or if they're really a guy and they want to be a girl, or vice versa, whatever. Okay, a transgender, trans, the prefix of the word is across. That's what it means. Across gender. Okay, if you are a guy who just wants to be a girl, but you had no surgeries whatsoever, guess what? You're a wannabe transgender. You're not a transgender. If you're a girl who says, well, I want to be a guy, but you haven't had any surgeries and you don't have a penis, guess what? You're a girl. You're not even a transgender. You're a wannabe transgender. Okay, and if that's what you want, whatever. It's not my right to tell you how you feel. Okay? But I want you to keep in mind, too, that it's not your right to tell me that I have to live in your fantasy world. Okay? I don't have to say you're a guy if you're clearly a girl. I don't have to say you're a girl if you're clearly a guy. Okay? That would be infringing on my rights. And I'm not going for that. You want to do it? Hey, more power to you. I really don't care. It doesn't affect me one way or the other. Okay? But I just wanted to address a few of these things that are really irking the heck out of me, because, you know, November 4th, it's right around the corner. It's coming up real quick. So that day, I'm not going to overreact or, you know, get all geared up and, you know, be standing on my porch with a single point sling on my AR. I'm not going to do that. I am prepared at all times. Okay? I have a biometric safe. My wife and I, we both have handguns. They are loaded and they're ready to go. Fingerprint, boom, boom. Hey, we handle whatever we have to handle. So it's not going to really change a whole lot. Now, if I hear gunshots down the street, yep, I'm popping open one of my gun cases. I'll get out the AK or I'll get out the AR. Either way, all I got to do is slap a mag in and we're ready to go. You know, hopefully that stuff doesn't happen. Hopefully you guys pull your head out of your butts and realize that what you're doing is just an absolute moot point. So, you know, hopefully you understand. Hopefully, you know, I know there's going to be people that are going to look at this video and go, oh, he's a homophobe. I've clearly stated I'm not. I really don't care what you do. Okay? Don't hate you. Love you. Hope you find out the truth and just look at nature and understand that boy puppies don't sleep with boy puppies. You know, it's just the way it goes. And if you did, I mean, let's face it, if you was to take all the homosexual people on the planet and give them a continent of their own and let them go stay on that continent, how long is it going to last with no procreation? A couple generations, you know, because you're going to have kids that are already there. But after everybody's having sex with their own gender and there's no babies born, well, I guess the normal people of the world are going to get that continent back eventually, because there's not going to be any more of you. It's just not the way it was supposed to have been. Okay? But anyway, that's my rant for today. You guys all have a blessed day, and I hope that we have a blessed November 4th instead of ruining Guy Fawkes Day with some idiocy.